with The Strain, you have this built-in great source material, but as the showrunner, you kind of get to play in this sandbox and move the pieces around. You get to bring in characters that didn't exist in the novels. You get to do different things with the existing characters. So, how much fun is that for you as a creator?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, I think it would be really boring to just try to be really literal in adapting something and to be static, and it doesn't actually give any credit to all the collaborative voices that are in the landscape when you make a television show. So as a show creator, I feed so much on what actors do, what kind of relationships develop, how they play off each other, and that really informs how the show unfolds. So you start to see chemistry between these two characters, so you put them together and create another storyline for them or move them here or there. And you also recognize that there's certain things that work well in the novels that don't translate necessarily perfectly to the screen, and then there are other ideas that writers have in the room, and you say, wow, that would make a great addition. So in concert with Guillermo and Chuck, who wrote the books, we've moved the show quite a bit away from where the books are. But I think that's great. You can read the books and get one experience, and you can watch the show and you'll get another one.
And that was the one thing I wanted to ask too was, season 2 went to some very, very, very dark places. Is this just the tip of the iceberg? Like, do you guys have some designs on going even further with some of that material?
It's kind of the tip of the iceberg, yeah. I mean, I like to think that there's heart and humanity and humor in The Strain, but the story is evolving and heading in kind of a very dark direction as the Strigoi get more and more powerful. And this year is really sort of full tilt war, and it goes to some dark places, but I think pretty compelling places too.
And as the person behind the scenes who's sort of pulling all these strings and making all these characters basically do your bidding, is there a particular character that's your personal favorite?
Oh my gosh, that shifts all the time. I mean, they're all, it's like saying, do you have a favorite child? I love all the characters. I would say that, in this particular season, I really enjoyed the stuff that we did with Gus and also with Dutch. Like, those two characters really have big roles this year and really cool stuff.
You guys had to shoot a little bit of some difficult material this past season. Not only difficult to as a consumer to watch, but I'm sure from an emotional level it was probably a little bit difficult for both of you guys to film some of those scenes. How do you mentally prepare for something that's so strong and so heavy like that?
You have to find something that you can relate to, but something that is not going to destroy you. And in between scenes, we would play with each other. We would laugh and joke because the subject matter was so dark and so intense that we had to do that in order to be able to give a good performance and then know that it wasn't real. There were many times that we would just burst out laughing. Yeah. There was one time where I'm lying on the floor and he comes in and goes, "Take off your pants," and I was just like, "I can't." God. I'm sorry, Richard, stop it.
So, for your character, I mean, where is Dutch's headspace at now? Like, she had this kind of love triangle going on, and that's sort of kind of broken all apart. And is she focused on putting some of those pieces back together, or is she just about revenge at this point?
I think she knows that she's obliterated quite a few relationships, and revenge is definitely where she begins the season. But she's traumatized. She's a mess. She's turning to alcohol for help, and I think the first couple of episodes, she's just trying to figure out how she's going to survive. And the world is different now. There's nothing else but survival. So that's what she focuses on, and anything else that comes out of that is a spoiler.
And for Eichhorst, I mean, he's labored for years and years under the master. And I think he's always had this expectation of where things were going to go. And this season we saw that didn't happen. It did not play out like he wanted. So does he still feel that same kind of loyalty to the master, or is he kind of out for his own personal gain at this point?
Well, I always felt that Eichhorst is the perfect general. He's not a leader, but he's the perfect follower, and might be the highest degree follower of an ideology or of another person or of the dark force, And I think in difficult times as well as in good times, he sticks to his ideology. He is framed like that, and he's built and conditioned like that. So I think when things go worse, he will go worse too. So he just will be meaner and more aggressive, and I think he's able to die for his idea. He's going for it, you know. He's able to give it all up and to give it all in order to realize what his dream of the world is.
Now, at the end of the last season, he was given a very specific task to accomplish, and he failed. He did not get the book. So, how much trouble is he in?
Oh, he's definitely in a lot of trouble, but you know, everybody is in a lot of trouble. The master is in a lot of trouble. The bad guys are in a lot of trouble, and the good guys are in a lot of trouble too. And I think one of the intelligence of this show and of the writers is that to write that way. The good guys are not heroes. They master their human relationships and they live the perfect love story. No, they fuck it up. They just fuck it up. They can't live together in a perfect way. They think they should. They can't live how they should. They know they should live. And for the bad guys, it's the same thing. It's not as easy as they thought it would be. So you have to deal with problems. But the whole issue of making movies is how you deal with the problem.
Now, I'm glad no one else is around, so I can ask you guys about this. What's this I've heard about a little rap video coming out later today?
OMG!
Do you know anything about that?
Who told you that?
Little Bird.
That's
Don't worry, this won't go up until after the panel.
I will neither confirm or deny those WikiLeaks.
Such a rumor. Yeah. We got together with David Bradley and some other people and created something that I think the fans will really enjoy, whether it be a rap video or
There's a beat.
there's a beat. There's a beat.
There are some lyrics.
There are some lyrics.
Do they rhyme?
There are some jiggy movements
There's some jiggy movements. You'll have to wait and
and some
see.
dancers.
You have to wait and see.
I cannot wait to see that.
It might be a little too much for people to handle. People's heads might just explode in the audience when they see it. That's what we're hoping for.
Awesome. Well, to get back to your characters for a moment, for you've kind of had this interesting arc over the past season because you joined up with Quinlan, did all this training and everything, but then when push came to shove, Gus didn't do what he was told to do. He decided to side back with Satraki, and so where do you think that's going to relieve the relationship with Gus and Quinlan going forward?
I feel like Gus. First of all, he doesn't trust these vampires. He was sort of kidnapped by Vaughn and them, and that's the same sort of sickness that killed his loved ones. So he's sort of trying to find the people that can actually do something about it. So wherever the best moves are, and then the people that are going to help him get to where he has to get to, that's who he's going to join. As far as Quinlan, we'll see what happens.
And for Fed, I mean, I think it says a lot about his character as a person that he goes through this situation with Dutch where he's obviously cares for her very much and she sort of leaves him high and dry, and yet he still goes back to rescue her. I think a lesser person would have just kind of abandoned her. So that tells us a lot about the kind of person that Fed is. Going forwards, like where does that relationship go? Obviously, that she's not with the rest of the team at the end of season 2. So are we going to see some maybe Fed trying to rekindle some of that fire, or is that in the past now?
Wow, it's really hard to comment on because
He's
I
good.
don't want to
He
give
gets
anything
right in there, you Pokemon.
away.
Pokemon, you.
We definitely kind of see where it evolves to, and whether it be somewhere that you think is expected or unexpected, we will soon find out. Fed actually ends up in a relationship with Gus. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. That would be interesting. We would be a badass.
That would have been unexpected.
That would be the most
details of
badass
that.
couple that you could have imagined. Yeah, sure. The third season veers down so many avenues that you would never expect, which is really exciting because we didn't know where the heck it was going. So I would have made assumptions off of the end of the second one. I would have thought, well, this is definitely going to happen. And lot of stuff just went the other way, which made it more exciting for us playing it, and it'll be more exciting for you watching it, I think.
We cannot wait to see it. Thank you guys for chatting with us. Oh, dude, that's copyright infringement right there.
That's a long time Comic-Con secret. They actually used my eye for the logo. WikiLeaks 2016.